So Leigh, thank you for coming and wanting to share your views, really.
Pleasure.
Leigh, why was it that you chose to look at hypnotherapy or clinical hypnotherapy or Nina's hypnotherapy? What was it that made you come along to this?
I think the reason I wanted to come along in the beginning was I had reached a point of my life where I felt completely overwhelmed with everything I had going on. I have a big family, I have a busy family life, and I think that coupled with running my own business at a time where it wasn't very easy to run a business just became too much. I'd seen you advertise locally, I'd met other people who'd worked with you, and a close friend of mine had come to see you, and we talked about the benefits that he had experienced from the sessions. So I thought, I haven't tried it yet. I'll come along with an open mind and see how things go.
Yeah, and that's really great that you had an open mind, because that makes such a difference if you don't have any sort of preconceived ideas, because a lot of people are quite trepidatious about hypnotherapy because they've seen things on television maybe, or been to shows of hypnotists that do entertainment, and they might, those sort of shows, they might make you do things. But here in my session, it's not about entertainment, it's about the therapy.
Absolutely, and I think that's one of the preconceptions I may have had before. I'd seen shows on TV where people seemed to be under some kind of spell, where they were made to cluck like a chicken, or to do things that afterwards would have caused great embarrassment for them. And I think a lot of people think that's what hypnotherapy is, because they don't know the difference between the two. For me, I did come with an open mind. It was important for me to focus on the outcome, and so I was fully prepared to go through the process to reach the outcome that I needed to reach. And so coming to see you, I found the sessions to be incredibly calming, very stress-free, very quiet, very peaceful, and incredibly effective very quickly afterwards.
How good. How do you feel? I mean, the overwhelming was a word that you used. And now, how has life sort of changed in this sort of everyday? What do you feel? How has it benefited you?
Quite honestly, that overwhelm went immediately. As I sat in the car driving home from our session, I felt so much calmer than I had before. I felt like I had tools to reach for when things did become stressful or busy or overwhelming or a bit too much. I had something that I could use immediately that had instantaneous effects for me. I didn't believe it initially. That in the first few hours and days and weeks afterwards, whenever I needed to draw on that, I still couldn't believe it was working. That it was, and it's continued to work. And I think it's been a good few months now since we had our first session together. And I wish I'd come sooner.
Thank you, Lynn. And you said that you had a friend or some friends that had been to see me, and their overall impression had also been that it had benefited them. Anything in particular that you would like to suggest to people if they will consider, if they had sort of an overwhelming feeling, what would you suggest to those people? What could you advise people to consider?
I think that hypnotherapy is all encompassing. I think that it is able to help people in many different situations who are experiencing very different feelings. One of my friends who came to see me, they were struggling with things that had happened in the past, things that had happened a very long time ago that they had never addressed, that they had never dealt with, and those things kept rearing their ugly head later on in adult life. And they found your session very, very beneficial because they could delve deep into that, and it didn't hurt so much to do so. So that was one example. For me, it was a complete feeling of overwhelm, feeling like I was swimming through treacle and not getting anywhere. I have recommended a number of friends to come and see you since. One that I know that has been to see you, they came for similar reasons to me. I think that life was just incredibly overwhelming, that they had a number of big decisions they had to make in their life, and those decisions were very scary. And so they needed something to help them feel courage making those decisions and feeling okay on during that process. So I think what I would say is that hypnotherapy is for everyone. And I think that I know that you can help people in a variety of different situations, and they come out the other side feeling calmer And once you're calm, you're able to tackle most anything. When you're coming from a place of fear or stress, it's so much harder to do those things.
And you are a very, very busy business lady. I think you run 2 businesses.
I do run 2 businesses.
And you have a big family, and you are very active all week, all of the time. I know, Leigh, that there's so much going on, and you seem so calm and in balance. So I'm really pleased that I've been able to help you and give you strength along the way. And I really appreciate your time.
You're welcome. I know that I wasn't this way 12 months ago, and even little things would stress me out. Things like having to remember to put the recycling out, or grocery shopping, or very small day-to-day activities would cause huge amounts of anxiety for me. And now they don't. So thank you. Thank you very much for making that big change.
Thank you, Leigh. I wish you a really good rest of the day.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.